Hello and welcome back to Chicken for Breakfast, the podcast where we have all the answers to one simple question: what's cooking? Today's episode is going to be a good mix of normal content and then also kind of like the last episode. It's going to be a little different still, but let's just get into it. So, what's cooking? What's cooking with me? What's cooking with life? How am I doing? I'd like to save that for last. So we'll get there. But one thing I do want to say is that I have the whole like content aspect of what's cooking, with social media and especially TikTok and Netflix and everything. I have been so busy that I have not really watched a lot of like YouTube. I've not watched a lot of Netflix. I watched one episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that was pretty fun. I can't wait to continue watching that. But as far as really anything else goes, I deleted my old TikTok, and it should be like permanently deleted here in just a couple of days. And I do have a new TikTok account, and I've started making some different content on there. It's kind of a way to help me get over things and find peace every day, find something. I do a thing called Daily Peace, and it's to help me find peace every day with something going on. And yeah, so I have a new TikTok, and with new TikToks come new For You pages. But the trends on TikTok always stay the same. And a big one right now is there's an AI. There's an AI painting green screen. So you can type in, you can go and you can type whatever you want, and it'll make a picture. It'll create a picture. And unfortunately, that filter can get out of hand depending on what you write, because we all have well, not all. I shouldn't say we all do, but we all understand what I'm saying right now. Like, I've seen some pretty wild TikToks with that filter. I did also make one myself. I used Killer Llama, and that was a cool picture, surprisingly accurate. And then there was I used the color red. I think I said like red depression, and that was really fun too. Like every filter I used, it was a beautiful picture regardless. So there is an AI green screen filter. It's really cool. It makes pictures for you. Recently, people have been using like their birthdays or their names and being like, "Oh, I'm so cool," and it is pretty cool. I'll give them that. What other things are happening on TikTok? That's really like the majority, other than the sound of I can't sing the song, but it's an AJR song about the violin, and it like towards the end of the song it continues to pick up, and there's like a whole bunch of different TikToks regarding that. I mean, there's like a numbers, there's a numbers where you keep tapping, and there's an emoji one with whatever the last emoji on the last beat is. That's what describes you. It's again pretty cool TikTok. So that's like the latest sound on TikTok. But yeah, really, that's all I've seen on TikTok. That's really it. It's also really weird to start over on TikTok after a lot of years because like your For You page has to rebuild, and it doesn't give you the same TikToks that you used to watch. So then you have to like rely on your friends to send you TikToks that you used to like. So we're pretty much back to normal, and that's fun. So we're chilling. Netflix has had a few good releases, most of which I don't actually 100% know to say. But one I did see, and I was going to start watching, and then I got caught up in something. Uncharted. Let me tell you, if you listen to the very first episode of this podcast, Chicken for Breakfast, I'm talking season 1, episode 1. Welcome to Chicken for Breakfast. You know I love Uncharted. It is my all-time favorite game. My all-time favorite phrase comes from that game. It is just absolutely amazing. I have I've got the platinum trophies for Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, which sounds easy, but I promise it's a lot harder than it sounds. And I'm very proud of myself for it, and I have no shame in it. But I have platted all of those games, except 4. I haven't played 4, and I need to, but I need to do a lot of things, and that's just not a priority for me. But yeah, I love Uncharted. It was one of my favorite games. I'd say second favorite game growing up, and I've played it so many times. It's a classic. favorite phrase, sic parvis magna, comes from that game. Anyways, they made a movie with Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, probably some other people, definitely other people. I just don't know their names. But they made a movie on it, and I wanted to go see it, and then I never did. But it's on Netflix now, and I'm very excited, and I gotta watch it. You know, when they make movies on TV, when they make movies off of video games, it's a risky move. It's a risky move. So I will let you know how that goes in the next episode. So now I would like to take a second to go over me and what's been going on with me. And this is going to be a challenge for me right now. I made a whole video in the car today as I was driving, and I got most of the thoughts out then. But then I was like, I have extra time. I'm going to make an episode. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm just going to get into it and explain, where am I at in my journey of life? Where am I at in my journey of career? Where am I at mentally? How am I doing? And I know it's not necessarily like, oh, great podcasting content, but just thank you for being here. Thank you for listening this far. Thank you for, all the support. And I need to get this out there. I am not doing any better than I was. I have been trying and trying and trying, and life is throwing me around still. And I think on some level, everyone can relate to, not necessarily that's happening to them now, but it's happened to most of us. And I understand that I'm at a point right now where that's happening. And the worst thing that I don't like it when people tell me this, and it's not because I can't listen. It's not because of any specific reason. Well, it is because of reason, but it's not because I'm hard-headed. It's not because I'm stubborn and just don't want to listen or I can't see the bright side. But my biggest pet peeve is when people say, time heals all wounds. Take time, you'll heal. And to me, I don't agree with that. I think that time is a concept, and we could get into that conversation, but we won't. Time is a concept, but time is something that doesn't allow healing. Time is something that allows us to adapt, something that allows us to accept over time. And I don't think that dealing with the hand that you're dealt is the same as getting over pain. I don't think that me sitting here, I just don't think that there's a way to put healing under the time category. Yes, it helps us find ourselves, and that's kind of what I'm using this time for, is healing myself, finding myself, understanding who I am as a person, finding where I am, where I belong, because honestly, right now, I don't know where that is, and it's stressful, and it's scary, and it's something that I truly, truly struggle with understanding everything about this whole thing. And I hate the fact that time is supposed to heal. Time helps me understand this stuff. Time helps me, okay, I am now, in this situation that I have to deal with. I am now not in a relationship anymore. I am now here. I am now doing this. Healing is not being happy with those choices. I think that time is basically, time doesn't stop, and it forces you to just keep pushing with those issues, keep pushing with the life. And that's great. We should keep pushing. We do need to stay motivated. We do need to keep going. I'm 100% a believer in that. But I don't think it's healing. I don't think that time is responsible, and I don't think time can take credit for that. I think in the grand scheme of things, it comes down to finding that peace and And to me, that's what I need. I need some peace, and I need to understand that there's only so many things that I can fully understand. We as humans think that we control everything. We as humans think that we have control over so much, and uh, I'm just one. I always need answers because it will drive me crazy if I don't know. And now I get answers, and sometimes I feel like, oh, I should have got those answers. I didn't need those answers, and finding answers can hurt a lot more, and it does. So I think bottom line is we need to be selfish with our time. We need to be selfish with ourselves, but not selfish to a point where we're hurting others. When you're taking away somebody else's happiness for your own, when you're doing things the wrong way to for no reason, when you're doing things the wrong way because you know it doesn't matter, my actions are for me. Who cares who gets hurt in the long run? Who cares who gets hurt in this situation? And it's one of those things where it's like you can go to the store and you can go shopping. Let's say you go shopping at Walmart and you get a cart and you put all your stuff in that cart. You use the cart like you do at a store. You check out, you take the cart out to your car, and then you just leave it in the parking space next to you rather than putting it in the thing. And when someone asks you, hey, the cart goes over here, why don't you put it over there where it goes? And then you respond with, because they pay people for that. The fact of the matter is, yeah, they do pay people for that, but where's the decency? Why are you putting that on them? It's kind of a weird concept for me in things like that, but I'm kind of rambling on and going down a rabbit hole. But time is so important, and I've been trying to learn that I need to stop wasting time on things that don't matter. And what does matter right now for me is finding me, finding where I belong, finding things that are important. And every day, the worst parts of my day are when I'm driving, not when I'm busy at work, not when I'm busy doing something that I love doing. It's when I'm driving, because it's just me and my thoughts and music. And some music triggers worse thoughts. So that's my little spiel on that, and I just want to let you all know that I appreciate your support, and I'm not doing okay. And I've been trying to pretend I'm okay. I've been trying to tell myself I'm okay. And at this moment, I don't know what it's going to take for me to be okay. And I also think it's important to be vulnerable at times. I think it's important, and I know there's this whole like male masculinity thing going on TikTok and socially. It's a new thing that men aren't allowed to show emotion, and that's also a load of crap. But I'm just at this point where I need to keep pushing on this podcast. I was gonna give it up. I made a video saying I'm giving this up for a while. I'll be back soon, but I gotta keep pushing. This podcast is support from everyone. Everyone is important, and at the end of the day, I appreciate it. Right now, what's cooking in my life is not only what I was just talking about, but essentially, I now work here. I work here at OMS. I'm an instructor's assistant. I'm an IA, and it's because of videography. They reached out to me, and they wanted me to come here for videography in terms of helping others learn it, which means I'm pretty good at it. I don't like loading or saying it, but I do work here. I work at an entertainment studio doing photo stuff. I'm learning DJ work on that. But most importantly, right now, I just got an internship working as an assistant editor, and hopefully that works out. It's a cool vibe. It's interesting, for sure, and it's very cool. And I'm also at this point where I'm stressed about a lot of things. And right now, it's there's so so much, this chair almost broke. There's so much chaos going on in terms of transitioning into the stage of life. And this is kind of full circle back to the beginning. I don't know where I belong. I know that I like doing what I do, and I know that that's what I have right now. But the transition between, okay, I work this job, and I'm also starting to work this job, and I just got this internship that might become a job, and then if that happens, what happens to these two jobs? So like, I don't like coming on the podcast and just complaining, right? I'm just going through like this is real stuff. This is where I'm at, and this is why I've been falling behind on the content, and I apologize for that. I really do, and it's a lot. So this video is to let you know what's cooking, and hopefully in the next few weeks, next few months, things will be better, and maybe I'll change my mind on the whole time doesn't heal thing. But I don't think it's fair that we get dealt. I don't think it's fair that we get dealt the hands that we get dealt. I don't think it's fair that good people get hurt by other people. I don't think it's fair that innocent people die. I don't think it's fair that we live in a world of selfishness all around us. I don't think it's fair that people have to be raised in environments that shouldn't be existent. I don't like a lot about the world, and that's okay, because I still live it, and it's still a great place. I know that there's a lot of good in the world, and it's awesome. Earth Day Podcast explains why we need to take care of our Earth, and it's great. But recently, there's been so much political turmoil. There's been so much just social things going on. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But maybe one day I'll feel better, and I hope that day is soon. And I know it takes time, but I don't think it's fair to be dealt a hand that we're not prepared for. And I need some peace. I need some space. And this podcast is maybe going to revert. It might go right back to the basic fundamentals. Maybe we'll try to include a little bit of both in each podcast. Who knows? Who knows the future of this podcast? Time only tells. Thank you so very much for tuning in to this episode of Chicken for Breakfast. I know it's kind of a wild one, and breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and chicken is a soul food. So why not start your day with something important to make your day that much better? Chicken for breakfast is a weird concept, but I love it. And at the end of the day, I hope you will too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for all your encouraging words. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for giving me